Well, here is a drawing of Pete. Who's Pete, you ask? A guy called Gerrard. I didn't work with him, but he used to be at Pen Photographics, which was a little company which did our photography. And for years I would go there with my artwork to get photography. And Pete was always at the desk, sitting there, answering the phone, doing what he did. I don't think poor Pete, he never learned anything about the darkroom, never learned anything about printing photographs or anything like that. He would just sit at the telephone, and Eric was the one who did all the donkey work and did all the photography. He was good, Eric. Eric had a thing about aliens and spaceships, so they made a great pair, although at the same time being quite a bright chap. And very pleasant, bright. Anyway, amazing pair, inseparable. I think they lived together and they went everywhere together. Really quite quaint, quite sweet. Eric, Pete. I mean, Gerrard will know what I mean. Anyway, I got in the habit, because Pete, being slow and not being very forthcoming, not very humorous or anything, he just quietly would drift through life. I couldn't imagine him doing anything else but picking up the phone. Hello, Pen Photographics, hence the cartoons. So I got in the habit of making these piss-taking cartoons, and this is all good fun, not very nice really, taking a piss out of a guy. I don't think he minded though. I think he had a little laugh himself at some of them. But at the same time, now thinking back, I'm not all that proud of myself really. But I mean, it was just one of the people. I do cartoons of everybody taking the piss. So I think it was just to try and cover my own insecurities. Anyway, this has a very tragic end, this story, because one day, suddenly, he was in his 40s, we found that Pete had a brain tumour. And he went to hospital, went to visit him a couple of times in hospital, and within weeks, he was gone. And we'd lost him. Isn't that awful? I went to the funeral. And so Gerrard is just today, August 17, 2010, at least 40 years on. Gerrard, we made contact on Facebook after 30 years, which is a long time. And he said to me, he saw my cartoon of Austin I made, and he said, do I remember doing cartoons of Pete and Eric? And I said, well, actually, not only do I remember, I've still got them. So I've fished out this picture of Pete, and I'm praying. I don't think it's inappropriate to show it, but rather strangely, a little bit eerily really, strangely, I put a halo over him in the drawing. This had nothing to do with what was to come. Maybe I knew something. But the reason he had a halo was because he's such a sweet, innocent bloke. Such a quiet, sweet, innocent bloke. And I don't think he knew anything but just, hello, Pen Photographics, hence the cartoons. And I'll put some music over this because I'm feeling quite sad now, thinking of Pete. And it also takes me back all those times, but it also takes me back to visiting him in hospital and going to the funeral. It's very, very sad indeed. And poor Eric, who loved that man, he was heartbroken. Changed him, went quiet after that. But they'd been inseparable for years. Very sad. Anyway, this is the first drawing of Pete, and I'm now going to show you all the drawings. Not very many. In what I called Pete's Corner. It's a book I have, Pete's Corner. Taking the piss out of Pete, unfortunately, but God rest his soul.